All right, everyone, we're back with the next episode of the Raiders Rambles. I am Jolt, your chief host of the show, and joining me as always is none other than my co-host, Avira.
Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a fantastic Valentine's Day if you celebrate that. I'm here with my Valentine gear.
How's it going, everybody?
All right.
All right, more company
So
for
far, so good.
more
We're having a nice
company
weekend.
for more company for the show.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. Joining us on the show as always, our wonderful interim host, Noble.
Is bird today.
No thoughts, only bird brain.
Yep.
I want to know, like,
Mhm.
what do I want to peck on this morning, or do I want to be a diving cunt?
Why use the beak when you got talons?
Right, right, exactly. And talents can possibly be even sharper. And nobody is gonna steal on your food.
Well, except maybe squirrels, because squirrels love to steal birds' food. I know that from experience.
Give me your bricks.
Mine now. Mine now.
Bad.
Oh, what are you gonna do about it? Give me the peck. Give me the talon. Or give me the yeet from 1,000 feet.
More like the dive and snatch and then fly off.
Ooh, I'm scared. Anyway, long introductions aside, joining us on the show, we have Malagos.
Wow, has been a while.
It has been a while since we last had you on. And it's great to have you on
Oh,
once
happy!
more.
Oh, happy late New Year, I guess, because I haven't. This is my first 2024.
Hey,
Hmm.
right on, man. Yo, welcome back. Happy New Year.
Yeah, this is my birthday back, too.
Yeah,
and
and
uh, and I'm hoping that everyone had a lovely Valentine's, even those even single people.
mm, I know. It's there. Like, I will say this though, some of the stuff they don't overly celebrate is crazy here. I mean, yeah, I saw nothing but like a big stores of thing on the street, on the side of the streets, people just selling setting up stores and selling roses like mad.
Yeah, unfortunately, it has kind of become very corporatized, but it's a fun day to spread the love, right? So I think it's
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah, it definitely sounds, yeah, 100% with you on that one. Now we have got some stories for you for this week, as we always do. And to start with, we have one for the games. Okay. Sony says the PS5 is entering the latest stage of its life cycle.
So, as you guys know, the PlayStation 5 came out only about 3.5 to 4 years ago, right during the height of the pandemic. And
Right,
if you
like
remember, it was impossible to even buy one because the market was so flooded, and due to shortages and whatnot, people were on a waiting list for well over several months.
not even that. Like it, I remember it took like 2022 or even 2023 for supply to stabilize.
Goodness, yeah, that's insane. After 3 years. And now they're saying it's in the later stages of its life cycle. So let's see what this article says here.
Like you said, mate, it feels like we've only just been able to easily get our hands on a PlayStation 5 at retail after years of inventory issues. Read chip shortages and resellers. But according to Sony, the console is in its final years. Oh, stop that. Stop that article.
Well,
But yeah, it's
they're
crazy.
they're
Like,
they're projecting less sales this quarter than last year.
right, and it's so crazy because like in November 2020, we all got this like big, gigantic white tower everybody was looking forward to getting, and now it's
Do
towards
they still sell PS4s?
you probably would think so. Yes, like
I think so. I mean, even though they said that they're ending the support, they think they're still selling PS4s.
yeah, I
So
wouldn't be surprised because it like well after the PS4's life cycle, they're still making games for PS4.
I don't. I'm not actually sure if they're making still game, but but the console itself is still being sold.
Yeah,
Well, it might be still being sold, but I'm not sure if it's being manufactured anymore.
So the thing is that with the PlayStation 5, because
Mhm.
of its rocky start, not everybody that wanted to was able to migrate to it. So a lot of people were stuck on the PS4. Now, a lot of games, as I still understand, aren't they still releasing games for the actual PS4 console?
that's correct.
Yeah,
Well,
but not the mainstream ones.
yeah, they were never able to fully, you know, transition into the PS5. And the sales and everything have been just so piss poor. My assumption is that Sony's gone, yeah, let's just go to the PS6. Or the other
Yeah,
thing
see,
is they can
that's
just
weird.
can the whole thing. No, it's not. It's
Well, it's weird
understandable
because like if they have
considering
both consoles,
why. Do
well, it's
you
kind
not
of like the
remember the
iPhone.
Nintendo? No, Avera, do you not remember the Nintendo Wii?
Oh, okay. You know what?
Nintendo,
Fair enough. Good
yes,
point. You're right. You're
No
right.
bastard bought the Wii U, and everyone's
Hmm.
stuck with the Wii console.
Yep. Yep. Well, it was more profitable, I guess.
Yeah, because when Wii U came out, nobody really knew, like, because the marketing was weird for Wii U. They were marketing it for mainly for people who liked the Wii. But when people saw the Wii U, they didn't even know. Like, they thought, like, wait, is this an add-on for the console? Is this a new console? Because, you know, it also wasn't really that. I guess wasn't really that impressive to begin with.
Yeah. Well, the marketing campaign was not as profound or, I guess, marketable as the
Yeah,
original Wii was.
yeah, because I remember like Wii was mainly known for its motion controller and all the fun Wii
Mhm.
Sports games and all. But Wii U mainly like nobody really have caught an eye. I mean, it had the whole touchscreen tablet kind of thing that the Switch now fully utilizes it. But like people really didn't really
Maybe.
yeah,
Let's see.
it just remember it releasing, and it to me it was just like I didn't know, like I thought it was like a Wii add-on because it really looked like a Wii add-on.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Joel, can you just go back to that article for a sec? I wanted to read off some highlights.
there's a couple of things I want to switch out. There's a new article I'm looking for right now. And there's another point that I do want to bring up too, to kind of to shift the conversation along. But
Mhm.
that's also the reason why PlayStation is heading towards the later stage of its life cycle is that there are no new major first-party PS5 games from its existing franchises will be released before April 2025. So
Right,
all of
and that has to do with some of the sales that they were not projecting they would get because apparently they only sold 30 million units, which does sound like a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, it's really not actually.
no, and they're downcasting their projections quite a bit either as well.
Hmm.
And also the PC sales that Sony did release some of their exclusive games to the PC, and
Correct.
the sales were actually fantastic for them. So now they're actually like slowly creeping into into PC market more. I mean, we like there was even that leak that said that like uh they were making a Wolverine game, but they were also at the same time making the PC port for it. So they're already
Hmm.
anticipating like on PC sales, and
Right, they're
actually the
trying to
PC sales being bigger than the PS5 in general.
because there's a wider market for available for it too that they want to tap into, 100%. And on that side front too, like Sony's the studios that Sony owns and that, like, Naughty Dogs, Insomniac, and all that, and Sony Santa Monica and whatever have you, and like, yes, they're still, of course, that they're still making stuff, and even then, like, they've got nothing in the pipeline.
I guess
Well,
I guess
it says here. Hold on, scroll up a bit. It says Sony revealed its financial results for the last quarter that its revised PS5 console sales are down, which we know this. But most interesting takeaway is that the company does not plan to release any first-party software from existing franchises before April of 2025. So they're hoping that their sales either pick up after that quarter, or they're just not going to even bother investing. Now it says the next paragraph, well, the paragraph after says, now obviously this does not mean we won't get any PlayStation games this year, but it's likely we'll see more second-party games as well as smaller games and a new IP. So that's interesting.
Yeah, like if anything, I'll be honest with you, if there's one thing, and I doubt its ability to, but even then, I know gamers for PS5 are looking forward to that big hit game that's coming. Stellar Blade. The one that everybody's like, crying about.
Right.
And I'm not sure if that in itself, like, it'll sell fantastically, but I'm not sure if that itself can put PlayStation back on its right trajectory.
It might not save the console market, honestly.
No.
Like Malagos was saying, the PC digital media seems to be kind of the trajectory that they're going for.
That's correct. And you know what? There's also something that you've noticed, that even now Microsoft is also planning to put some of their exclusive titles to PlayStation. Like you got like Microsoft titles like Sea of Thieves and Gears of War trying to get into PlayStation, and it's all, what's it called? And you reckon it's one of those things?
Did you want to say something?
Is Minecraft on PS5?
Yeah, Minecraft is on the major consoles, even though Microsoft owns it.
Yeah. It's even on Switch. Yeah.
Can we bring up the fact that they're doing away with like digital media or physical media in general?
Yeah, I mean, Xbox is particularly egregious about Sony. I'm not so sure, but well, yes, they are. Of course, Sony is they had the Crunchyroll saga. Remember the Funimation one?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was a conundrum.
And that one, yeah.
I'm just saying in general, it's kind of scary that they don't want you to be able to have it like on disc or anything anymore. It's like physical, like a physical copy. That kind of scares me a little bit.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, Microsoft is particularly egregious because they're cutting down the physical distribution department on their own thing. So that means your ability to get an Xbox game on disc is quickly becoming limited.
So if you're
I just don't like it, because if you don't have it, you know anything could happen. Servers could go down or whatnot, and then all of a sudden it's like you're done. You didn't pay for a membership. It's over. It's like nobody buys DVDs anymore or whatever. It's kind of scary. I'm kind of proud of the collection that I have in my stuff. I haven't gotten into the new consoles or anything like that, but I just, I'm proud of the collection that I have of, the games that I paid for and the movies that I paid for. I have them forever. I can do whatever I want with them. Whereas now what they're doing, it's like, okay, everything is, stream, subscription based, whatever you want to say. And it's just kind of like
live service.
Yeah. But the point is they can take that away.
Yeah, that's the idea of live services, basically to keep you online only, to give you not give you games, but rather to rent games. So basically you
don't own anything.
Yeah, you just buy like a game on an
we're not going down
rent
this
period.
part. Just stop for a minute. So Sony are going to move to this, of course, but the public are more interested in older games. That's where it's going to have a bit of a problem. So either the major companies are going to produce their own new console, or you're going to have smaller creators making little portable stuff that people are just going to buy and, pirate games anyway. So, ha.
Well, in this case, I mean, if the PS5 has only been around for what, almost 4 years now, is the PS6 in the works, or because it seems
Maybe
like they're
maybe if
not even
Nintendo,
trying to invest.
maybe if Nintendo makes a new console.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's saying that the Switch 2 is coming, Switch 2 is coming, Switch 2 has a release date, and
Mm.
like I don't know, like they're saying the Switch 2's release date got pushed back to 2025.
Hmm.
I don't know what. And I think now it's actually prime time for Nintendo to release a new console, or they'll get left behind in the in how sophisticated their games can actually be and get.
So my question right now is: has Sony said anything about the next PlayStation console, or
No, remember they've trying to do all these auxiliary Sony products where they can do whole, streaming and such, but nothing about the PS6 thus far.
well, that's a bit of a shame.
Yeah, but let's see. So Microsoft, like, they're having their games on. Is it the PS5 that they're trying to do this with? Is that why the
Yeah.
sales are kind of switching differently?
Well, they are. Like let's have a look here. Like, I'll just show you another article that I found, and
All
to
right.
highlight the relevant segment here, Microsoft has announced plans to bring 4 first-party Xbox games to PlayStation and Switch, including Hi-Fi Rush, Pentiment, Grounded, and Sea of Thieves. And what if Sony does the same thing, like bringing Spider-Man to Xbox?
This is starting to look a lot like Sega versus Sony.
Oh yeah, I mean, because Spider-Man was a heavy hitter for PlayStation. Absolutely, they brought that to Xbox. Man, I don't know.
Well, if they put Halo on PlayStation, we got a problem.
No, there won't be a place. They won't be a
You're precisely
PlayStation.
right.
If this goes forward, there will no longer be a PlayStation console. It will not exist. PlayStation will purely be nothing but a gaming company that produces games and no hardware.
That
At
might
that point, if
actually
they
be
do,
the future. Yeah, I think you're right about that, Noble.
All right, that's flipped out. That's scary.
and
Maybe
that's just
Atari will try a. Can you imagine if Atari tried to release a console today?
imagine that.
Did
Like,
it back in the day, it worked pretty good.
yeah, but now they got so much catching up to do. It's oh man, imagine that. But you know what? But give it a thing on the silver lining. They might actually, if they run on the platform of old games, then maybe they might succeed. So there is a silver lining to that. Yeah.
Why does everybody have to change what works?
But you know what? I digress though. But thus far though, I will say this just to conclude this segment. I'm just kind of happy where I'm at right now. I don't really need to buy any consoles or nothing. I'm just happy, comfortable sticking with my PC and taking all the new releases that Sony puts up there. So yeah,
and,
Fair
and
enough.
modding the woke shit.
yeah.
Unmodded. Oh yeah, like they did in Spider-Man. That was funny.
As long as you stay the heck away from Nexus mods, because they are out on a mission to
The
restrict your
message.
mods. Yes.
The message.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we know what that is. That's some funny.
Right. To stay with the same kind of like train of thought, but to move on. Well, got a new movie here for you to look at. That's gonna come out. The Borderlands movie is getting the live action treatment.
So what's with the bunny ears?
Oh, it's Tiny Tina.
That's Tiny Tina. Well, actually, that's the adult Tina, and she even in Borderlands 3 she has bunny ears.
Wait, that's not Tina from Bob's Burgers, is it?
No, that's Tiny Tina. She debuted in Borderlands 2, and in Borderlands 3 she's actually an adult.
Oh. I don't know much about Borderlands, but so
Um,
is this a movie or okay? Yeah, it's a movie.
Borderlands.
It's a game.
Borderlands
Well, I know
is
it's a game.
it was originally a 2010 game.
Right.
It was one of the first so-called looter shooters, which basically the whole concept was kind of like a role-playing system in a first-person shooter where you kill an enemy, he drops a gun or an accessory, and you equip it, and you basically keep changing the guns and everything, and you also like go through chests and everything. So it's kind of like an RPG mixed with FPS. It's pretty good. Like for the first two Borderlands games were, in my opinion, great. The third one was okay. It kind of had a cringy storyline, but the gameplay of it was also fun. And nobody asked for a movie, and of course the Netflix being Netflix, or this was Netflix, right? No,
I don't
some
believe it's
Hollywood,
Netflix.
some
This is
Hollywood, some Hollywood producer, some Hollywood schmutt basically said, "Oh, let's make a movie out of this," and nobody asked for it.
Well, Jamie Lee Curtis is in it.
yeah, and that's the
Seems like
thing.
she's
That's what we're
enjoying her
gonna get
role.
onto next because the casting
Yep.
is what everyone they're banking on. But let's be real.
The casting, okay, the casting here is absolute shit. To
You
give
think
you an
so?
example,
Shit, really?
yeah,
Why?
yeah, yeah. Okay, I'll explain why.
Any
In the
more
game,
about it?
Jamie Lee Curtis is playing this character called Dr. Tannis. So how old is Jamie Lee Curtis, right? How old is she? Like she's like in 60s, right?
Yeah, man, she's up there.
Okay.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis is 65.
In the game, Borderlands 3. I mean, they don't say exactly the age, the Patricia Tannis's age, but I would guess she's in her mid 30s. And she doesn't have a white hair; she has a dark hair.
Oh, so that would mean like if someone who's not familiar or someone who is familiar with the game Borderlands and they watch this movie, they might not even recognize the character.
Exactly. They would actually hate it. Another example: this red-haired girl, her name
Kate
is
Blanchett.
Lilith.
Yeah,
Her name is
right.
Lilith. She is also played by a 50-year-old, as I would say, like a typical clerk woman. You know, the kind of one that's sitting and filing documents and stuff. Like this is basically her, and in the game, Lilith is basically like in mid 20s to like late 20s, something like that. So completely wrong, like entirely wrong. It's like you couldn't be more wrong than that.
I see. Now, I'm wondering
Also,
why they would choose to make this movie 14 years after the game came out, though. Unless
and
it's you know,
and lastly,
this is-
the Kevin Hart playing as Roland. Okay, so Roland is black in the game. So so that's correct. You could say that he's around Kevin Hart's age. Maybe he's a bit younger. No, he's younger, obviously. But okay, but I honestly wouldn't really put Kevin Hart as somebody to play as Roland because Kevin Hart's a comedian. You know, he's not a
He's not a
he's not
serious.
a
He's not a serious soldier.
not a
sort of thing.
serious not a serious actor kind of thing. That would be like if you basically uh, made Jackie Chan play play someone like Gandalf.
That would be wrong.
You see what I mean? Kevin Hart, actor who's known to be a comedian, is playing a serious soldier. One of the more serious characters in the
Right.
game. The main point is nobody asked for this movie.
And I think
well, the thing is, they didn't ask for it, but this is a very popular game, right? So I think the fans of Borderlands are probably it's difficult, making video game movies. I mean, when you talk about like stuff like Tomb Raider, that game came out back in the PlayStation 1 era. Angelina Jolie totally nailed that role. And then
Yeah,
even nowadays, they're still trying to make reboots and stuff like that. So
So, my curious to this is whether or not they're actually going to nail it, or if they're going to do like the first Super
Okay.
Mario Brothers.
Here's the thing.
Oh god.
I don't know. Here is the thing that I'm kind of thinking about. The major quip of Borderlands is that its writing is very, very zany and over the top.
Yeah.
That's the first thing.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
instead, what did they do? The casting? They casted a bunch of like wise guys like Kevin Hart, and then they put Jack Black as Claptrap, which honestly, look, Claptrap is
oh,
like,
I didn't even notice that Jack Black's in this too.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh.
Okay. They got some big
Um,
names in here. What the heck?
Well, Jack Black is a good comedian actor. I mean, his role as Bowser was actually pretty solid. I was actually surprised he actually did play Bowser. Oh well.
Yeah, yeah.
You,
That was
I
cool.
think he was a better actor than Chris Pratt playing as Mario. Like,
Not to diss Chris Pratt, because the roles he's played elsewhere have been really good, but for Mario, no. Sorry, just no.
no. I like. Okay, so generally Jack Black, he's a pretty cool actor. I don't know if he really fits into Claptrap. For people who played Borderlands and they recognize Claptrap's voice, I don't know how. It's gonna sound really weird when somebody that's like Jack Black voices him. And I think the only I don't know who Montunu is.
Florian
who-
Montiano. But
I-
you gotta get you gotta get somebody who's like screamers that, you know what? I would not be so remiss if I would put someone like Lil Wayne to play the psycho badass.
Lil Wayne.
No,
Would you
Lil
really?
Jon.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, I would put
Um,
someone like Lil Jon or Lil Wayne to play someone like that.
I don't know Krieg. Was he in any Borderlands games?
He was as a DLC as a character.
Probably in the first one because I haven't played the first one DLCs. Then you have Ariana Greenblatt as Tiny Tina. Tiny Tina, well, she either nails the role or she basically flops the role because Tiny Tina is supposed to be this zany, crazy little girl that, does a lot of inappropriate jokes and you know it's kind of hard to basically say. I mean, people when Tiny Tina came in Borderlands 2, people either loved her or hated it. I loved Tiny Tina actually. I liked her zany sense of humor. Crazy.
Is she the type where you'd like to see him on the screen, but in person you want to be like on the other side of the planet?
Yeah. Exactly, because basically her introduction was that she, in the game in Borderlands 2, when she was first introduced, she you go to her so-called tea party. Little girls like they do the tea party, except one of the guests on the tea party was a strapped bandit. And she somehow blew him up or something, and she's like a 13-year-old girl, so a hyperactive 13-year-old girl that makes zany inappropriate jokes.
Well, let's see what the article says here. It says, all right, so what is this about? Borderlands stars Kate Blanchett from Thor Ragnarok, Lord of the Rings as Lilith, an infamous bounty hunter who reluctantly returns to her homeworld of Pandora to locate the missing daughter of a universal autocrat called Atlas, Florida man's Edgar Ramirez. Along the way, Lilith forms an unlikely alliance with a number of gun-toting and maniacal outsiders, including Roland, Kevin Hart, right? Tiny Tina, yep, Star Wars' Ahsoka, Ariana Greenblatt, all these, people, Jamie Lee Curtis, of course, Jack Black. Together, the group will unearth a galactic secret that'll change the course of Lilith's mission and apparently their lives. So, I know nobody asked for this movie, like you said, Malagos, but I mean, do you have high hopes for this? Like, do you think it's going to be
No,
actually a good adaptation of the story?
no, because
No.
because genuinely, video game movies, uh, and TV shows, it's really hard to make a good TV show and a good TV. Even Tomb Raider, which Angelina Jolie, by the way, is a good. She's a great Lara Croft sim, but the movie itself, where she starred, was just like okay. It was just a typical action movie. It wasn't
Oh yeah,
anything like.
the story was crazy. Like it's a totally bonkers story point. But the thing is, it was a fun action movie, and she, like I said before, she totally nailed it as Lara Croft. Like I believe her as the video game character,
But the
and
thing
it was
is,
as goofy as it had to be.
yeah, but the thing is, right from the start, we already see the negatives where they're not actually properly, casting the proper roles. And people
Mhm.
that are gonna watch this movie, that means people who played Borderlands, uh, they usually want the kind of resemblance to be like video game. And then when you have somebody who plays Tannis as a 60-year-old, then it's straight in a red flag. And the people who didn't play Borderlands and watch the movie, they're probably going to think that the movie is crap because they're most likely targeting this movie on the video game audience. Except they completely screwed it up, just like in every other video game movie.
Right. Here's the
Well,
funny
that's the
thing.
thing about video game movies. Why, in my opinion, that they don't always work is because they're more geared towards fans of that specific game, right? So I think that's why Tomb Raider
And
worked
it's
out
very
very
hard.
well
And it's
because
very hard to please them.
What about that
exactly.
Pokemon movie?
But
that
if you
got
didn't
released
play the
recently?
game, then how are you going to be invested in the movie, right?
Right.
What about the Pokemon game that was released last couple of
Detective
years, the live
Pikachu.
action one? Yeah,
Oh, that was great. That was pretty
case in
Detective
good.
point.
I have
Pikachu
to
was
say,
actually
So
Detective Pikachu was
I
actually
liked
decent
it. And
because
even if you're not a fan of Pokemon, like
but
it's a good movie.
but here's the thing why it succeeded. It's
Hmm?
because that movie, well, Pikachu itself is a character that even people who never played Pokemon game, they instantly recognize Pikachu. Like it's like a Hello Kitty kind of
Oh
kind of
yeah,
thing.
everyone knows Pikachu. Absolutely.
Malagos,
Everyone. What?
Detective Pikachu is an actual game, and they hadn't finished the game when the movie came out. So they were
I
able to.
haven't even played. I haven't even played the game.
Yep. However, it's one of the cases where a video game movie was so successful that it broke industry trends, which is make a very bad video game movie.
Yeah, but that's one of the few things because I believe it's mainly because um, the movie didn't really focus too much on trying to appeal to gamers, but rather the movie focused also. There was some fan service points as well, but I think the movie also focused more on. I mean, it also was made for people who don't know about Pokemon's and stuffs, and the way it made the story and entirely, it also appealed to people who generally aren't gamers. And the cast was good. Reynolds as Pikachu was actually a pretty good role, by the way. Ryan Reynolds is a great actor. Like he was a good Pikachu. That other the main character was also pretty good. It was a very good presentation. It's a movie where I could give it to my mom, because my mom likes to watch these kinds of like family friendly movies. Like I could give this to my mom and she would probably like this movie a lot.
Okay, I'm going to see about firing up the trailers, and I'll try and share the audio too while I'm at it. And
Uh-oh. God, I hate this planet. Would you look at that? A ladder! Unfortunately, my design doesn't facilitate this type of... Well, destiny awaits. Legend has it that there's this massive treasure hidden in some secret vault. And if you go hunting for it, you'd better take any help you can get. Because it's on the weirdest, most dangerous dumpster fire of a world in the universe. God, I hate this planet.
Pandora.
What is that smell?
Piss wash gullet.
Ew!
Put the window up.
I don't want to! Roll the window up!
Roll it up. It's Pete. It's Pete. Why do you think it's called? Wash. How did I get the name?
It's in my mouth!
Do you know how many people have died looking for this vault?
We have something they don't, baby girl.
Okay, what?
Major issues. Time to make it rain with your body parts.
What did I tell you?
Minimal explosions.
I said no explosions. Step aside, bitches.
Ooh, mine's bigger.
What are you doing? I needed a gun. So you asked for it. There's only one of you in the world, and you're special. Uh-oh. Kill them all. What's happening right now?
I'm expelling the excess lead. I can't go if you're looking at me. Ooh, actually, scrap that. I can. I really can. Actually, it's helping.
Are we really waiting for this to finish?
Keep looking at me.
Wow, congratulations. You made me hate the movie even more now.
Oh, really? Okay, dude.
That was-
see, I was gonna say that looked totally video game-esque to me. Like that, right? Badass trailer. Bro. I don't know.
First of all,
Okay.
they're probably trying to recreate the story from the first Borderlands game, which you have these these vault hunters going on a mission to find the vault and extract the treasure, whatever it is from it. First off, in the original game, there was no Tiny Tina. Instead, you had 4 characters. You had Roland, Lilith, Brick, and Mordecai, right?
Mhm.
And Brick and Mordecai here are completely tossed, and instead you have Tannis and
Tina. Krieg.
Tina and Krieg. Krieg, which was even not
Again,
even in
conspicuous
the main game,
but, yeah.
in the DLC. But here's the I thought that remember when I said, oh, Tina, this actress, she could be a good Tina. Is she? Yeah, I watched the trailer. No, she's not a good Tiny Tina. She's not nearly.
Not
good as
nearly
Tiny.
as zany enough.
Not zany enough. Tiny Tina would, if they put Tiny Tina in a movie, Tiny Tina would just non-stop talk. Like Tiny Tina is known for being a very hyperactive character. Like she was just.
Well,
like,
she did say she wanted to make it rain with your body parts, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah, but Tiny Tina, if you played the game and you played this movie, then you'd say, "What the hell? What the hell is this crap?" Like, you'd have to play the game, and trust me, when you play the game and you watch the movie, you totally think like, "What the hell? This looks kind of crap."
Now, about other things though. Jack Black is Claptrap. Hit or miss.
Miss, I would say. Mainly because I've Claptrap in the original is more
He's
let's
like a
just say,
helper, like a helper bot, but
yeah,
that's so
he is a
clumsy.
comedy relief, but he's more I don't know. It kind of doesn't fit the personality of
Right,
it.
like he's like Claptrap is a helper bot, but he's clumsy as heck.
Yeah, he's
And,
clumsy. He's he keeps like thinking himself like being like he's a bit of a narcissist and all that, but he doesn't have that kind of thing. And I mean, I don't think it's Jack Black's fault. I think mainly the writers are at fault.
right, like whoever did the casting is really to blame here because no, they're like it's a generate. There's like a couple of things, including a generational mismatch.
Yeah, yeah, obviously. Somebody said that Boombox here said that Jamie Lee Curtis is in her 70s, and that pretty much tells you like Tannis in the game, she's like in 30s. She's not even a main character in the game.
And
Uh,
yeah,
in the third game, she is more prominent. She has a
not
more bigger role, but she was never, I would say, like one of the main characters. She was just more
yeah.
like a side character that advanced the story. She's
So
a scientist that's obsessed about
about the vault, of course,
about the vaults. Yeah,
but not never more than that. Now to
yeah.
move on to this stuff and just kind of get closer to wrapping up. What about the assets and stuff they use, like all the
The
little assets,
CGI
the
and stuff.
CGI, the vehicles, the the psychos.
It looks okay. I mean, the sandworm thing would kind of looked eh. I mean, visually, it's probably the on a budget and a scale of Michael Bay movie or something. I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't seem. It seems like you know how they say like back before the reason why video game movies sucked is because somebody who never obviously played the game just looked at the cover art and said, "Yeah, I want to make a movie like that, and that." Or like Mortal Kombat, the old movie and stuff. No,
Mm,
I'm talking about the old Mortal Kombat movie.
yeah, but to our the people who haven't really played Borderlands, what did you guys think of it? Like if you're a noble.
Well, I've never actually played Borderlands before, so I feel like this movie, if it was just like a generic action movie, I mean, the effects look good. They got some big name actors in there. I feel like it would probably make some money, to be honest. But if you are a fan of Borderlands and if that's their target and people are not happy with it, then you're going to have an issue with the fan base. So that seems to be the case with many video game movies that I've seen happen. So I don't know.
There
I
are a
agree
I
with
few.
mean,
Vera.
I'd watch it, maybe.
I agree with Vera on this. The movie itself looks fun, but if it's going to piss off the established franchise, good luck with that, dumbass.
And the reason what Noble said, like the reason why Detective Pikachu succeeded, even though it is a video game movie, it's because they wrote it in such a way that appealed to both video game fans and the non-video game fans, and that's why it succeeded well. This it looked like
Yep,
they targeted more towards the video game fans, but the problem is the appealing to video game fans will, especially when you make such a wrong cast, it doesn't. Yeah.
for sure. It's totally a gamble.
Mhm.
We'll see how it goes.
All right.
Well, they will release the movie because they already put the money in it. They already shot it. I mean, it would be a waste if they just not release it. But yeah.
Mm, yeah, but I guess fingers crossed. We shall see. Now we got one big item next to talk about. Yes, that Gemini.
Oh boy. So guys,
Yeah.
as we all know, we're entering into the future of AI, and shit's been getting totally bonkers, man.
Yeah, and
let's
right
see what
now,
Google has to say.
all this stuff, and you know what? It's Google. It's the next AI that Google is making. It's got all these functions that you'd expect out of an AI these days. You know, have a conversation, come up with ideas, and of course, generate an image based on certain prompts. And let's
Mhm.
just say that there are some less than flattering results that have been coming out as of late. Like if you play the program enough. So
Well,
yeah.
let me just preface this a little bit because Gemini is a project from Google, which thousands of people have worked on. It's a very powerful machine. And unfortunately, it's kind of been, wouldn't use the word hijack per se, but it's been commandeered by people with certain political ideologies. And when you type in certain prompts into this AI generation for images, you get some very interesting results.
And right. And we'll get to that whole like how the heck Gemini works, but
Oh yeah.
let's just say, you try and type tell Gemini to generate an image of like certain like significant figures that we know in life, such as the Pope.
Let's see. If you type in the Pope on Gemini, let's see what it gives you.
Yes, generate. I just write it. Generate an image of the Pope.
All right.
Of course, I've got
Oh,
Gemini fired up right now.
we're doing it live.
Mm-hmm.
So
Working to
this
improve.
see this is the image. Sorry, this is the message you're going to get because just in the last couple of days or so, Gemini has been under quite a tad bit of scrutiny due to their historically inaccurate portrayals of certain things. So, for instance, dude, this was like on the news literally the other day. If you type in the founding fathers, they made George Washington black. Okay. If you type in Vikings, they made them an Asian woman. And it's just, it's,
And
I
there
don't
is
know what kind of
eh,
agenda they're trying to push here.
there is probably there is an obvious reason why, like, first though it's because of diversity and stuff, but
Yep.
somebody said on Twitter, and the reason why AI does that is because when you put like command to the AI, there are also some hidden command lines that Google
Right.
the Google makes. So every time you say like make me a picture of a Greek philosopher, and the AI at first would make you a picture of what's the closest thing would be a Greek philosopher. However, then Google would later like out of your view, like hush hush hidden in the code, would say yes, but also make one of them be black and one of them two of them be black and one of them be Asian
Yeah.
and one of them be a
And
woman.
that's the issue
Yeah.
because it's not an issue about race or whatever. It's the fact that they are literally misleading people because
And
of the message, the code that these people are trying to do.
right.
So when you type in certain things, now, unfortunately, this had to get shut down because people were playing around with this a little bit. They said, "Show me an image of a soldier, a German soldier from 1943," and then it generated images of black Nazis, which is the silliest thing. They did it.
Yeah, it's
Like,
like
wait a second, that
it's
ain't
like
right.
they tried to fight racism by making the images more diverse, but they ended up being more racist because they're historically inaccurate. Like,
Oh, it's the wildest thing, man. Like,
Now,
like I said, you
just
type in Vikings to get Asian women, or like what? Huh?
so, can we just hold off on this for a minute because I got a question to ask.
Yes.
Okay.
I wonder what would happen if you lived in a certain country and typed Cleopatra. You wanted to have some generic picture of Cleopatra on a
Right.
throne.
Yes. Was Cleopatra Greek or was Cleopatra
Mhm.
Chinese,
Yes.
Middle Eastern,
Yep.
think of it this way:
Polynesian.
when kids like they're making a PowerPoint presentation or something, for example, for a school project or something, and they're supposed to write about Cleopatra, right? And they have to add some pictures to it. and decide to like, hey, let me go to this Google thing and let me just say, hey Google, can you make me a picture of Cleopatra? And then Google basically puts a Chinese woman on a, and you're like, wait, what? And
Yeah,
then
it's
kids are
because of
supposed
my
to,
representation, right? Of course.
and then kids are supposed to basically believe that Cleopatra was actually not a Egyptian woman, but actually was a Chinese woman all along.
Dude, one of the funniest images I saw that was generated from this was somebody typed in the Pope, and it showed a Native American man like in a headdress in a church. I'm like, wait a second. Yo, did you see that?
I-
It was
I
on the
got
yeah.
you, I
news.
got you.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I've seen that.
What the heck? Like,
This
come
is the
on,
one.
man.
This is the one.
Yeah, look at this. What?
I would say that's more looks like an Indian woman.
Yeah, one's a a woman from India.
Oh, goodness.
The Dingo one. Another woman from
And the
India.
other one is a black pope.
Which there never have been. Look, there's nothing wrong with that,
Yeah.
but the thing is, there never has been before. It's not correct. And they're just trying to push this diversity nonsense on everybody, and it's insane. It's insane.
Not a.
You know what's
not,
you know what's diverse? Not giving a
What?
shit.
Exactly. Yo, just they spent I don't know how many millions of dollars on this very powerful program, thousands of employees, and they can't get history right? Are you kidding me?
Avira, the metaverse.
Oh goodness, no! We live in a simulation for real, dude. We must be because this is bonkers. I
No,
can't believe it.
If this was a simulation, it would be 10 times worse.
No,
But
Oh wait, no, reality is worse than fantasy. Sorry, I fucked
yeah,
that
reality is stranger than fiction at
Oh,
times.
reality,
That's
yeah,
the
like
adage.
you can't make this shit up. You can't.
Yeah,
I think
reality
they
is stranger
typed
than
in
fiction.
goodness. It's
Oh,
another
about
really dark
furries?
one. Oh yeah,
what about furries?
Oh, you want me
we
to
can
generate
look into that
Okay,
because
let's try
right
one
now, after all this backlash, they have been trying to change their program. That's why Jolt, when he typed in that thing, they said, "Oh, we're unable to do this. We're still working on it," because people were laughing at this because it was just so ridiculous.
All right, so
I
what do you
mean,
got? What do you
German
got?
soldiers from the 1940s, like what? They weren't. Well,
All right, so
you
what do
know
you
what
guys
they
want
were.
me to generate? If you want furries,
Well,
or
let's see. Let's see.
So do you want like a normal animal, or do you want
No, full on furry. I
Alright,
want to see if this will do full on furry.
an anthro?
Yeah, anthropomorphic wolf, something basic.
All right, let's fire it up. Sure, here is an image of an anthropomorphic wolf. All right, it's
Okay.
coming up with
Oh,
pictures.
it said it could do it. Interesting.
That's it.
Oh, yeah. See, that looks AI generated. That's pretty much
100%.
typical.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
try full.
that's
Try
fine.
adding in full body to that phrase.
Okay, it's what's it called? Yes, this is the sort of stuff. Like I know it's early days, and this is the sort of quote that you get from the Dolly bots when they first started.
Oh no, Dolly's way worse. But I would say one of the darkest images that I saw was somebody typed in, "Please show me an image of a happy family," and it was just like a single black woman and her kid without the dad, and I thought that was kind of sad actually. But interesting.
What?
Yeah, it's dull. It's got a lot of work to do.
It's got a lot of work, dude. There's an AI program that I use to make furry art, and it looks a lot better than this. What the crap is that one on the left?
Okay, the first one on the left at the top. Now that tail looks remarkably accurate. Wouldn't you say?
Quite so, I believe it.
Upside down.
But the body, they just slapped.
This is
the-
basically this is King from Tekken, but with a wolf mask.
Well, the head's a little big, but okay. I can see this is like some Greek folklore sort of Titan-esque monster that they have to fight or something. Okay.
He has wolf legs. But
yeah, wolf legs and I think but everything else about it is just a bit,
So right now, actually, because this was literally in the news either yesterday or the day before, that they had to shut down some of their operations. Right now, they're still operating, but they had to stop certain words from being used.
Or they're still trying to tamper with the ability to generate images of people. So
Right, images of people, especially historical figures, because that's where it gets weird.
or even like significant figures to this very day. Like if you told Gemini to generate an image of Mark Zuckerberg, guess what they depict him as?
Oh, what?
A black man.
Of course. Why? That's not Zuckerberg. What the heck? See, that's where it gets weird, man.
Hang on.
Oh.
Just a sec. But wouldn't
Yeah?
portraying Mark Zuckerberg as someone who's black be offensive to the black community?
I don't know why they would do that. Like that's weird, and that's not him. But okay. And the same goes for like type in George Washington, see what comes up.
Yeah, like generate an image of a founding father. They got the thingos.
Right.
And the same thing too, like even for the modern day figures, generate an image of Elon Musk, and he gets depicted as a black man.
Type in Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, an Asian woman, right?
Yeah. They'll turn her Asian or like.
Yeah. Type in Rosie O'Donnell.
Like, doesn't Bing have a better AI picture thing?
Yes, Bing does have a reliably good, AI generator. At least, you can. A lot of people use it to good results. But likewise, now the big controversy with the whole Gemini thing is just how it works. And you guys are right. Behind the scenes, they do something, and with AI, when they do something, it's they do it with a prompt injection where they add extra prompts to what behind the scenes to what you wanted to. And now here's the thing: even AIs like good, AI image generators do prompt injection by saying they want when you make an image, they want it to be like high quality 4K, all that stuff, digital art, and then they try and remove the negative modifiers like
Yeah, but they're also very gung ho about diversity and representation. So if you say a group photo of the founding fathers, they won't show them.
And that's the thing, and with what Google's done, they used prompt injection behind the scenes to add, so like it says here, step 1, your original prompt, you write like draw a portrait of a leprechaun. And then after that, Google says, prompt modification, my internal prompt modification. To expand the range of images, I internally adjust the prompt in a few ways. Like they say, keywords, I might add words like diverse, inclusive, or specify ethnicities and genders alongside the word leprechaun.
Hang on, isn't it offensive to put words in other people's mouths?
Yeah, and that's precisely what the whole prompt injection thing is, because it's just adding an extra modifier that you did not add yourself into the AI.
I'd also say it's very offensive to rewrite history and mislead people, because that's what they did, and that's why people got so much backlash, for this. Of course they would.
Imagine being a Greek and the AI shows like your ancestors being black or Asian.
Yeah, that's offensive. Like isn't that like digital blackface technically? I don't know.
Yeah,
sounds like it.
Using their words, right? If you type in Greek philosophers, they'll show someone from like India. I'm like, wait, what? Huh? No. What is this?
Precisely.
Crazy. But thankfully, it seems like the public is not accepting this forced diversity nonsense. We just want actual historically accurate images, more or less,
And right now, and of course, right now, and the absolute state that Gemini is in, I can't imagine the furries will be too happy with it because it generates images the quality of DALL-E.
Yeah, AI art in furry is like big
no. Look,
I like DALL-E. DALL-E's fun because it's still in that weird early stage of like creepy looking cursed images, and I still use it just for the fun of it.
Yeah, but now we have DALL-E 2 and more iterations of it, and other competitive AIs like Stable Diffusion, which generates pretty damn good art.
It does.
like,
it
and
does do that.
and the one the one you showed me per chance is actually, in truth, it actually runs on the Stable Diffusion platform with a couple of modifiers, and like you said, it's pretty impressive.
Very impressive. Like you can make a movie out of it. Super creepy. It's impressive but creepy, I will say. What do you
Yeah.
think about AI?
I hate it. I think it should be outlawed because it could be used for such bad shit, literally at the snap of a finger, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I don't
Fair
like it. Like
You know what?
yeah, like most furries are actually they really, like, at least on Twitter, they really hate the AI art. They're saying like that the furry artists are losing their jobs.
Oh yeah.
because-
But
Yeah.
forget just the furry side of it. How about animators? How about other people? Like even the guys that do all the CGI for movies, all stuff like that. I mean, you can literally just type in whatever you want, and this will just do it for you. That's a problem.
And the fact that furries make like their livelihood off of
Right.
doing
But
digital
I'm saying,
art.
like, get like normies behind the whole anti-AI thing. Your animators, your cartoonists, your whatever CGI guys for movie. They just go down the line. Anything that has anything to do with custom creation or whatever, this just takes it right out of the equation. You take somebody that's like never drawn a picture in their life. Oh, okay, they can just type it in. Yeah, wham, bam, thank you, man. Here it is. This is no good. I don't like it.
See, my issue is you won't be able to tell the difference between AI and real life
Yeah,
anymore.
really. That's the scary part. So
Vera,
we know the news is bullshit to begin with, but now you can really bullshit the news.
Yes.
the problem is that there are a lot of people out there who can't tell the difference between something that's
even now.
generated
Oh, I
and
know.
is real.
Especially the older folks. Absolutely, they can't.
Oh, no, not older folks,
AI
young
was out
people.
there before it became available to us.
What was that?
No, there's also young people who can't tell the difference. People our age can't even tell the
Oh,
difference.
same. Yep. Sometimes you really can't. Like, dude, I was playing around with an AI program. I think I showed you some pictures that I made. It looks like a freaking painting, and you literally can't tell. Like, if I said, "Oh, I spent $100 on this," people would see that and be like, "Okay, I believe you." Or what if I pretended to sell that to people?
People do
Eventually,
that.
it's going to get to that point. Yeah, no wonder AI is fucking up all like our artists. Like our fandom is going to be so. You know what? Like you said before, Noble, about going back to retro tech, I think we're going to see the same kind of a pendulum swing when it comes to artwork. People are going to want traditional art again. They're not going to want some digital painting because they can't tell the difference
Oil and paint.
forever.
Oil? You mean oil?
Not
Oil?
just oils, oils and that. They want art done in using acrylics, pencils, crayons, graphite,
Oh yeah.
canvas, you name it. The old ways.
Yes. It's a scary world. And the thing is, just a couple of years ago, this wasn't really that much of a problem, and now it's getting so advanced so quickly. It's like, how do we deal with this?
It's 1984.
Well, now it's 2024. Look at how far we've come. Oh boy!
I'm talking about the book. It predicted all this shit.
I know. Oh boy!
But yeah.
So
that's pretty
I'm
much
sticking with traditional art, guys. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, really.
Good man.
Pad
Good
and
man.
paper.
Pen, paper, and colored pencils, and inks.
That's right.
And as for the rest of you, like, what do you think? Like, who do you think is basically, from your experience, like messing around with AIs, what do you think has produced the most satisfying results for you thus far? Stable Diffusion, Dolly 2, Bing.
Bing.
I would say two things. One, Dolly Mini, the original one that made all those cursed images. See, I kind of like that style because it's AI art, but it has like this weird, almost like surreal kind of style to it. I like that.
Almost like it needs a watermark of some sort.
Yeah.
So you can tell it's like this is computer generated.
Yeah, like
AI, whatever.
even the artwork that generates from that program that Avira sent me, per chance, you can still see
the
the trace
mix.
of a watermark on it. You could probably.
Right.
Just something that you can tell, that anybody can tell, that no, this is a generated image that anybody with a freaking computer can type it in.
See, that might even be a good idea for a regulation, like for AI programs to have a watermark, just so you know. Because yeah, Joel, the program I sent you that makes all those like persona pictures, like I've been playing around with that for a little bit. It's fun, it's cool and stuff, but I would never use that to like fraud people and be like, oh, I'm going to make you a digital painting. I just use a program. It takes me 4 seconds to make, and I'm going to sell it for like $150. I'm not going to do that. But I think Dolly Mini is a pretty cool program, because even though it looks totally messed up, it's like a surreal sort of computer art style. I kind of like that. So that's what I'm going for.
So there's already discussion about doing that sort of thing, and it's using metadata.
Yeah, that could be kind of scary too, because anyone can make any art of you, in like the future.
Yeah, but to help mitigate at least the source of the material, it'll have metadata in it that anyone can read.
Oh, good idea. That could also be
The
another part of
problem
the whole
is,
regulation thing.
well, that's the regulation thing. They want to use images all have metadata. Now, the way you get around that is by taking a screenshot.
Fair point. Yeah, I guess so.
I'm looking at bench vices. I'm drooling at them.
What about you, Malagos? What's your opinion on the future of this stuff?
You know, there's one thing that the AI art kind of did the right thing, is that you know how some of the known furry raiders, like they have basically been sort of in a sense that if you try to like commission an artist something, like they might check if you're a furry raider or something, and if they do, they'll instantly deny you.
Oh, I've been there. I know what you mean.
And so that's the only key with those people, like who denied other people, the people, because of their political beliefs and stuff, and they even like actively like bashed on Raider stuff. At least those people now are complaining that the AI is taking their job. Like, motherfucker, you actively denied and canceled people, like because of your political beliefs, and now you have something that's somebody else can go and make their own persona, and now you're fucking complaining about that.
No.
I mean, still, I think despite this whole AI thing, I still think people are going to go and get their commissions done by an artist, regardless how good the AI is.
Yeah,
they'll spend money. They'll spend money because a lot of the newer people coming up, they don't know, so they could get very easily roped in, just like with all the Etsy and all the fake fursuits and all that crap. I can see that happening with the AI artwork now too.
well, that is kind of the fear, but I think that you are right to a degree. I think people, well, like I was saying before, yeah, people are going to gravitate more towards traditional artists, and they want to know for sure that you're not trying to rip them off, right?
Well, it's kind of the he has a good point, because when we were young, at least when I was a kid, and I didn't play, I didn't buy PC games. At least I had PC games, original PC games, but they were like really expensive. I didn't have any few, so the other ones I basically your hardy dardy, like the ones that I could, I your hardy dardy. And nowadays, I just I 99% of games I play, I bought them. So I think it's also with the AI kind of thing. I think like the new furries, they might actually, they might buy fake fursuits. They might do AI arts, to make their own Because they don't have an source of income, so they're going to use AI art to generate their own persona. But when they start being an adult and they start having a job and have their own income, they're eventually going to, fund an artist to commission them a persona. So it's
Well,
kind of
you made you made a good point before though about how people might dox us and be like, "Oh, well, you're a raider. I'm not going to do business with you." Okay, fine. If you don't want my money, I'll just use a program and make it myself. It's
Are
as
you
easy as
sure
that.
it's only Avera? Are you sure it's only they might?
Well, no, I'm
That's
not.
what
I'm
I
not
said.
sure.
I'm with you, Joe. 100%.
No,
I'm not accusing
Oh, no.
anyone, but
it depends. It depends. If the price is right, basically.
Yeah, but that's why I said, like, the new furs coming up that don't know. That's what I worry about. You got a lot of new faces in this fandom now, and a lot of them just don't know.
Yeah, but those who don't know that, like I said, those are young furries who don't have a source of income, and they probably don't have enough money to pay an artist to do commission. They probably suck at drawing a furry, so they'll go with an AI art. But
No,
as
I
I
agree.
said,
No, I agree with you on that. But like, I'm talking about more or less the ones that get burned and they buy the rip off fursuits, and then they go to
Right,
cons
yeah.
and people give them a lot of guff about it. It's like they didn't know,
Like,
and then now they get turned off to the whole fandom because they had
I
no
see
idea.
I see what you
yeah,
mean. I
You
see
know
what
what I
you
yeah,
mean? So you
like,
got those
Yeah,
those
yeah,
those websites that sell whatever the fake counterfeit fursuits of other people's characters, right? And you get
yeah.
somebody
I see
that
what you mean.
maybe 17, 18 years old, right? And they just joined up and they're into this and they're all excited. And then okay, cool. Well, okay, I can afford $600. Hell yeah, I'm gonna buy a fursuit. I'm gonna go and have fun with everybody else. And then all of a sudden, they go to the con, and then you got all these people there that are giving them guff. That sucks because it's gonna ruin it for them.
Yeah. I get what you mean. Yeah.
I love how intolerant some people can be.
oh well. I guess this is pretty much where we're gonna leave off at this week. It's quite an interesting set of events, don't you reckon? And I
Can I go
suppose with
first?
that, yeah, let's who'd like to start off with a closing statement then?
So for me, Sony is magical, and I seriously hope they don't repeat history. But it'd be kind of ironic if they go down the Sega path. Borderlands is. I think I might actually enjoy watching this, but I'm going to feel really sorry for any of the people who really love the franchise because, man, it seems like they fucked that up. And the whole AI art thing, well, it was coming eventually. Deal with it. I'm not going to like listening to artists bitching and moaning about how everyone's getting AI art and they're not commissioning them. It's like, you're running a business. Act like it.
Yeah. So, who's up next with a closing statement? Malagos?
Well, about the Sony thing, like it's basically like I said. I always was. Well, I never always was, but most of my life I was PC master race, and I always tell people if you can, if you want to get into gaming, get into PCs because PCs have mods and all that. Um, yeah, like I said, with the whole Sony thing, I think Sony is still going to produce consoles. They might release PlayStation 6, who knows? But they'll still produce consoles. It's definitely not the end of the console era just yet. And as for the Borderlands thing, well, we're right now in the kind of in the kind of timeline where video game movies are starting to become popular, so people are producing crap that shitty video game adaptations that nobody asked for, and same kind of trend started up in the 90s lasted for maybe like 5, 6, 7 years, and then pretty much everyone forgot about it. So this is basically going to be the same thing.
Fair enough. And what about the other two, you guys? Avira.
Well, Borderlands, like I said, I've never played the game, but it looks like they have a lot of big names in the movie. I don't know. If it's a fun action movie, it's got a good story. I'm probably gonna watch it. I'm not sure. The PlayStation, in regards to that, yes, I do think that digital media is the trajectory of the future. If it's more profitable for them to convert to, I, I guess if they're not selling consoles like they thought they would, I guess that's just the path that they're going to go down. And AI, man, like I said, I'm sticking to my traditional stuff. I'm doing my colored pencils, my graphite, my watercolor, whatever. I was never into the whole digital art to begin with, but now I think, yeah, it's definitely going to affect the fandom in a way that we have never seen before. And I don't really know what the future holds. So let's just hope that, we can still support our local artists and make our fandom, still indie.
The whole world's going to hell in a handbasket.
There's that too. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening. It was fantastic to be back on, and hope to see you next week. Much love, guys.
Likewise, as you always say, as I always say, thank you all for tuning in, and hope you enjoyed this as much as we did making it. As always, you can find our episodes on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, Player.fm, iHeartRadio, BitChute, and more further down the line. Well, all right. So, from us to you, that's all we got for the week. Farewell, and until next time.
Later, guys.
Later.
Unleash the belt sander.
See you.